Alokona Islam by Choice. You may have been wondering that why did we say that this channel is Islam by Choice? Well, today, in connection with the series Islam and the Link to Our Life, or Qur'an and the Link to Our Life, we are going to discuss about a particular verse in the Qur'an that hopefully will clarify the significance of Islam by choice and not by coercion. There is a misunderstanding about Islam that it resorts to coercion in matters of faith and life. This is far from the truth. But unfortunately, Muslims themselves have not always set good and appropriate example in this regard. In fact, to force or compel someone to accept Islam is out of the question. The principle should be that the freedom is also applicable to when people want to get out of Islam as well. Islam as faith and living an Islamic life, in fact, is based on Taqwa or God consciousness, not due to fear or pressure of any human or worldly authorities or institutions. That's why the particular verse that we will be discussing today, as it has been categorically laid out in the Qur'an, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, La ikraha fid din qad tabayyana ar-rushdu min al-ghayy. Approximate translation: there is no compulsion in deen or faith. This is from Surah number 2, Al-Baqarah, verse number 256. Anything that contradicts this categorical principle and value of Islam is simply not acceptable. Let's remember that only the Quran is la raiba fi, meaning that there is no doubt about it from Islamic viewpoint. There is no room for detailed discussion in this short presentation. Therefore, for further details, some resources are mentioned that the readers can further explore. We are going to shed light on a few relevant aspects or examples of misapplication of the principle that is categorically laid out in the particular verse we are discussing. Number one, there are some countries where in the name of Islam it is legally mandated that office or business must be closed during the prayer. Or in some cases, if people do not attend that congregational prayer, then there might be some consequences. That's not Islam by choice. People are to make ibadah of Allah, worship or obey by their choice to receive salvation in the life hereafter. This is based on human choice, not by coercion. Number two, it is common in certain societies to impose a particular marriage relationship on groom and or bride, and their choice or preference is simply ignored. Both from legal as well as value perspective of Islam, this is unacceptable. Marriage should involve consultation with the parents and the immediate family members, but the decision should finally rest with the groom and the bride. Number three, there are Islamic groups and movements that cherish to establish a state, and some of them succeed to get that power, but then they have shown tendencies that are contrary to Islam by choice. Some of them have such peculiar understanding, and in light of that understanding, they make beard obligatory on men, or women must cover, not by their choice, but by the authority of the state. They turn the state into a police state, which is also contrary to the notion of Islam by choice, as affirmed by Surah number 2 and verse number 256. Number four, there is no coercion in imposing Islam as a deen on others. That's pretty well agreed, no issue about that. But similarly, for whatever reason, if someone does not want to remain a Muslim, or even being born in a Muslim family, the person does not want to continue as a Muslim when the person becomes an adult, there cannot be an imposition or compulsion either. Often certain hadiths or some events from the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and the companions are referred to. However, those are questionable. The reality is that there is no specific, incontrovertible evidence that the Prophet, peace be upon him, ever punished anyone for simple apostasy, meaning someone who just wanted to change his or her faith to exercise the freedom of faith. To learn more about it, please refer to some resources provided below. Let's note that there are two types of rights from Islamic viewpoint: Haqqullah, God's rights on his creations, and Haqq al-Ibad, people's right on other people, or mutual rights. Salah or prayer is an example of the first type, Haqqullah. Zakat is a mixed right of both Allah and the people. There is no enforcement when it comes to Haqqullah. It is purely a prerogative of our Creator to punish or forgive. However, when there is also a Haqq al-Ibad, there can be enforcement as it relates to other people's rights as well. If these rights are not met or violated, Allah will not forgive that on His own. Rather, in case of violations of others' rights, we have to make restitutions in the life hereafter, which Allah will require if we don't make the restitution right here in this world. The bottom line is that the value and beauty of Islam is based on the simple and pristine fact that embracing or rejecting Islam is by choice. In any society, there will be rules and codes, but the foundation of a Muslim society is to prepare people with a set of key moral values where enforcement would be needed but minimally, as people would be guided by Taqwa, do the right things, and avoid the wrong things based also on Taqwa. It is unfortunate that we have not been able to offer a relevant and balanced model of human freedom in light of the Qur'an and legacy of the Prophet, peace be upon him. That's why in bridging the building between Qur'an and our life, placing Islam by choice at the center of our faith, thoughts, and actions is fundamentally important. We will reflect on further verses in future series, but all of those would be consistent with this fundamental principle that Islam is by choice, not by coercion. We look forward to your joining another session, and again, if you like these verses, please ponder upon it, reflect on it, whether your positions, thoughts, or understanding are consistent with this particular verse in the Qur'an. And also, if you like what is presented here, share it with others, and also subscribe to the channel to get notification about future episodes in case if you have not already subscribed. Stay well. Please make dua for us as I do for you. Inshallah, we'll see you again in another episode. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.